This is Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa. The story of resurgent and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel. Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Hello and welcome. I'm Froel Namak, your host for this hour's news. We'll be bringing you stories from across the continent, so remain with us for the most recent updates. A major milestone has been achieved at the Rockpool Research Center in Kamibia District, Sierra Leone. President Dr. Julius Maada Bio officially released 30 new improved varieties of maize, rice, and cassava developed by Sierra Leone's researchers. This landmark achievement supports the government's Feed Salon program aimed at transforming agriculture and achieving national food self-sufficiency. The ceremony brought together farmers, researchers, development partners, and community leaders, all commending the government's investment in agricultural research and innovation. Among the released varieties are high-yielding rice strains capable of producing 7 to 8 tons per hectare, a major leap from the national average of 2 to 3 tons. These varieties were developed by the Sierra Leone Agricultural Research Institute through the years of research and field trials with support from FSRP and SLARIS, MAFS, and international partners. In his keynote address, President Bio described the release as a scientific breakthrough and a demonstration of his government's commitment to empowering farmers and strengthening national food systems. The release of these new varieties marks a turning point in our Feed Salon vision. Through research and innovation, we are giving farmers access to seeds that will increase yields, enhance resilience, and ensure food security, he said. He emphasized that agricultural transformation must be anchored in science and evidence-based practices, stating agriculture is a science. Similarly, Ethiopia under Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's leadership continued to prioritize agricultural transformation by expanding irrigation, supporting smallholder farmers, and promoting the use of improved seeds and fertilizers. Across Africa, similar initiatives such as aim to boost productivity, reduce imports, and make the continent food secure. Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed met with Somalian President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud to discuss a wide range of bilateral and regional issues of mutual interest. Today, I met with President Hassan Sheikh Mahmoud of the Federal Republic of Somalia for discussion on bilateral and regional issues of mutual interest, Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed said in a social media post. Ethiopia and Somalia share deep-rooted historical, cultural, and linguistic ties that span centuries. The two nations are also bounded by strong people-to-people relations through trade, intermarriage, and social interaction, particularly in broader areas where communities have long shared livelihoods and trade traditions. In recent years, both countries have intensified efforts to enhance cooperation across multiple sectors, including peace, security, infrastructure, and trade, while working to improve connectivity between their citizens. Today's meeting reaffirmed the leaders' shared commitment to strengthening these enduring bonds and building a future grounded in mutual prosperity, solidarity, and regional stability. Dangote Cement PLC has commenced operation at its new cement plant in Atengwe in Côte d'Ivoire, approximately 30 kilometers from Abidjan. Managing Director Dangote Cement Côte d'Ivoire, Sergei Gebota, at a press briefing held at Novotel, Abidjan Marcroy, to announce the commencement of the operation, said the state-of-the-art facility spanned 50 hectares with an annual production capacity of 3 million metric tons. He said the new cement plant, one of Dangote Cement's largest plant outside Nigeria, represented a strategic investment of 100 billion CFA francs, underscoring the company's commitment to industrial growth and regional self-sufficiency. This plant is more than an industrial unit. It's a symbol of confidence in Côte d'Ivoire's future. Our goal is to provide Ivorians with world-class cement produced locally and offered at competitive prices, Gabota said. Dangote Cement has steadily expanded its footprints across Africa, aiming to strengthen local manufacturing, boost infrastructure development, and support economic growth across the continent. In Ethiopia, the company has been a key player in supplying cement to meet the country's growing construction needs, contributing to urbanization and industrial projects. Voting in Cameroon's presidential election ended on Sunday evening, with ballots counting now underway across the country. Polling opened at 8 a.m. and closed at 6 p.m. local time, with more than 8 million registered voters casting their ballots to choose the country's next president. Elections Cameroon, the national electoral body, said in an update that the voting process was generally peaceful, with no major incidents reported. In the English-speaking northwest and southwest regions, additional troops were deployed to secure the votes after separatist groups seeking to form an independent state vote to disrupt the election. The country now awaits the outcome of the single-round election, in which the candidate with the most votes is declared the winner. According to Cameroon's electoral code, the Constitutional Council must announce the official results within 15 days. Experts in the financial and business investment community are driving dialogues on how to consolidate innovative strategies to ensure Africa's energy security and sustainable growth. The players are among 5,000 representatives from governments, investment communities, and senior energy sector professionals who met in South Africa at the weekend to examine the role of nuclear energy and its future in Africa at the African Energy Week 2025. The African Energy Week is an annual forum organized by the African Energy Chamber, which convenes Africa's foremost energy leaders, global investors, and senior executives from both public and private sectors. It has served as a premier platform combining conferences, exhibitions, and networking opportunities with the ambitious goal of eradicating electricity deficits across Africa by 2030. According to a statement by the organizers, State Atomic Energy Corporation, Rosatom are participating in the program. Experts exchanging insight on mobilizing investment and securing the sustainable advancement of nuclear projects throughout the continent.
POA, the Pulse of Africa.
I would like you to follow POA, the Voice of Africa.
This is the face and the voice of Africa. We want you to watch this all the time.
The Voice of Africa. Stick with it. You will see Africa, how it will change for the better.
This is Africa, the cradle of humanity, the frontier of the future, a land of visionaries, creators and pioneers, a continent of unstoppable energy where innovation meets tradition, where voices rise, loud and fearless.
I am an African.
This is the heartbeat of a billion people, diverse, bold, united by a single purpose to tell our own stories in our own way. No borders, no barriers, no filters. A new era of African storytelling is here. From every corner of the continent, from the bustling cities to the quiet villages, we tell Africa's story by Africans for the world. This is the land of a rising Africa, where Africa speaks and the world listens. This is why today we bring you POA, Pulse of Africa, the face and voice of Africa.
Exports from the Democratic Republic of Congo to the U.S. reached $1.3 billion between January and July 2025, more than the total of 2017-2024 combined. The surge coincides with U.S.-China trade war, which redirects Congolese mineral directly to the American market. The U.S. trade deficit with the DRC widened to over $1 billion by July 2025, compared to just $96 million in 2024. Exports from the Democratic Republic of Congo to the United States reached $1.3 billion in the first 7 months of 2025, according to U.S. government data. The figure already exceeds the cumulative total of the previous 8 years, from 2017 to 2024. The Bureau of the Census said shipments peaked between April and July, when DRC sent more than $1 billion worth of goods. June alone nearly hit $400 million. The highest monthly level on record. Previous export peaks were $605.6 million in 2011, $527.6 million in 2010, and $400.7 billion in 1985, making the 2025 surge unprecedented in at least 4 decades. The U.S. Census Bureau did not provide reasons for the surge. However, the United Nations Economic Commission for Africa attributed it to sustained U.S. demand for African raw materials and trade diversion effects. The timing coincides with Washington's tariff escalation against Beijing. In April 2025, the Trump administration raised tariffs on China to 145% before lowering them to an average of 57.6%. UNECA suggested that Chinese firms operating in DRC, which usually exported minerals to China for processing, redirected shipments directly to the U.S. markets.
There is a tendency in the underdeveloped countries to think that there is a shortcut to development, that countries can be developed for us by someone else. I'm saying this is not possible, it has never happened. So what we are trying to say is the basis of development is our own effort.
That wraps up our news for today. Thank you for joining us, and stay tuned for more updates. Goodbye.